Jesus. As a young boy, he spent much of his day reading, studying, and talking, learning about the word that his Father gave to the world. His wisdom, bestowed by his Father, resounded in his teachings throughout eternity. Jesus, a radical extremist, even his very birth defied the laws of nature, laws he himself had written. Born of a virgin, holy, perfect, and pure, he knew no sin. He is God's Son. He came to this earth to seek and save the lost. He is the shepherd, the one who leads us, guides, and protects. The love of this man came without bounds or limitations. He was freely given to a spectrum of people, his little children, tax collectors and outlaws, sinners, condemned by men, loved by God. All people whose worth was questionable in the eyes of self-righteous men were chosen, accepted by this revolutionary Christ. People without hope, without help, without a hand to pick them up. Forgotten, fed up and forsaken, uncaring, unsatisfied, uncertain, misunderstood, mismanaged, and misled, searching, sheep. The Savior, Shepherd, sinless sanctifier, storyteller. Storyteller. Yes, he has been since the beginning. This creator of all things brings understanding to his created through word and truth. He told a story once, a story of some sheep, his beloved sheep, but these sheep were not all well. It cannot be understood. It cannot be explained. It cannot be made sense of. We know not why, but there was one that could not stay. He left his shepherd, guide, protector, this Christ who fed, cared for, and saved him, that served as leader all his days. How could he leave? For what? And why? Gone astray, lost from the Savior, lost from truth, a search for redemption, but he'd gone away. His feet followed his eyes in wandering until, in looking around, no familiarity could be found. Found what the lonely sheep needed the most. What of the other sheep when this one left so unexplainedly? Where were they for all this time? Did no curious eyes seek the group for his face? No sense of lost was felt when he had left that place? Shame on those sheep. They let him go. No thought of family, no brother's worried bray, no sister's concerned queries. Perhaps the neglect goes deeper. Did one cause this sheep to fall? Was there a moment without brotherly kindness, without self-sacrifice, a liberty wrongly taken, a simple act of kindness forgotten that led this sheep to stray? God forbid, and Christ confirmed that woes befall those with such heartless unconcern. See the shepherd's face again, that furrowed brow filled with concern. For all his sheep he knows by heart, and none of them forgotten. This one could not go unnoticed. This missing one, beloved. His heart now beating too quickly as he counted and recounted. One sheep too few. And here the retelling falters. Could simple words contain the depth of his love poured out on those so undeserving of his name? No. It could not be possible. This mind of God is far too deep, the love of Christ impossible to breach. He knew his sheep and where he'd gone, why he had left the fold. And he would bring him safely back to wrap in his love untold, despite the cost, despite the work, despite the sacrifice. And so he searched and would not stop until he had saved this life, a life so precious it would cost him his own. But he was willing to pay that price. There, in the distance, in the dark, through the driving rain, a glimpse of white, the pale of wool, his lamb was now in sight. Delight complete, when muddied feet were draped around his shoulders. The journey back could be only sweet, for they were going home. Back to safety, back to surety, where no dangers could threaten or fears disturb. The sheep was found, at last recovered, sin's sway now overturned. Upon return, what joy would follow? It cannot be expressed. Rejoice, rejoice, the sheep is found, returned from his unrest, peace again in unity, at the shepherd's own expense. In seeking he had found, in finding he had saved, the reason for his coming then fulfilled. And so what can we say for modern lives today? What meaning can we now apply to impact future lives? One sheep, two reasons to go or fall astray. Listen close to the shepherd's careful instruction. Stay even closer, closer still, that you might never go. Take greater care as a brother or sister, that in all your words and deeds, you never lead others away. Furthermore, our last request is that when that one sheep leaves, take note and call out loud your love, that in your call a shepherd he might see, forgetting all the reasons to go, and then forgetting to leave.